Hello and welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ben Jackey. Fall is in full swing this October and students are making strides. In this month's show, we'll show you a significant new shift in your child's science class. You'll see the impact a group of professionals had on some of our students, and we'll introduce you to a four-legged therapist who is keeping kids calm. Plus, we have these stories from our 5-star high school student correspondents.
Are you hitting the snooze button a couple of times in the morning? Doctors say that could be good for you. I'm Ballard correspondent Brittany Buzzutto, and I'll have the story.
JCPS seniors have many activities they look forward to in their last year of high school. One of these activities is painting their senior parking spots.
Big changes are happening in our kids' science classes. This is the first year of full implementation of the next generation science standards. It's a major shift in teaching and learning that has been overwhelming for a lot of districts, but the transition has been a lot smoother for JCPS. Thanks in no small part to the generosity of one of our most significant corporate partnerships in our district's history.
Did it grow? It did. Are you sure?
We're learning evidence of life. So they're given 5 different materials.
This is not
Some are living, some are non-living.
your parents' science class.
We're doing an experiment over different periods of time. We tested over 10 minutes and 24 hours. There were different outcomes and really different outcomes.
What's different about what's happening in this Jefferson County traditional middle school class isn't the experiment, it's the experience. Not long ago, this lesson in Jessica Freeland's 7th grade class and most JCPS schools was confined to a life science book.
And it would be probably 3 pages with pictures and just definitions of what an organism is and the requirements for life, and that would be the end of it.
In inquiry-based learning, that really is flipped.
Inquiry-based learning, the cornerstone of instruction for the new Next Generation Science Standards, or NGSS. Engagement, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and evaluation. Students as scientists, answering questions through doing.
Then they use what they did in that investigation, guided by their teacher, to pull it together, look for trends and patterns in the data or the observations, and draw some evidence-based claims around a question that they've been asked.
So it's much more learning from experiences, pulling in their real life experiences, and then listening to each other as scientists.
The changes in teaching required for NGSS are new concepts in classrooms across the country, but not so new inside JCPS classrooms, thanks to a corporate champion for education. General Electric sought to answer the national question of how to create critical thinkers who can fill vacant and soon-to-be created jobs in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM fields. In 2005, the GE Foundation awarded JCPS a $24.5 million Developing Futures in Education grant.
Are you getting more air in here?
It empowered JCPS to engage in a rigorous curriculum and provided invaluable professional development for teachers.
The tube is blocking its way.
The grant eliminated a potentially colossal barrier, funding and research for materials needed for inquiry-based learning, science notebooks for recording observations and drawing conclusions, pertinent standards-based text, and of course, the experiments like the FOSS modules used at JCTMS.
Because of our GE grant, we have K-8 module-based or kit-based science curriculum. We have a science warehouse that repurposes those materials and sends them out to teachers on a just-in-time basis.
There was so much research done to develop the FOSS modules that GE adopted that it supports the NGSS foundation in the way it's structured, designing solutions and communicating information.
I'm extremely thankful that we were given the opportunity to partner with GE, and that because of that partnership, that support, both financially and human capacity, and also expectations for high levels of teaching and learning, that we have been able to do for science instruction what most districts in the United States have not been able to do.
This is what it looked like before 24 hours.
NGSS aligned learning is more engaging.
Because you remember it more than just like going from the textbook.
NGSS content is more challenging and more in-depth. But young scientists like these have the support they need to find the answers to the questions our world has yet to ask.
It's the biggest impact of anything I've ever seen tried to be implemented in the system. And I can't imagine ever going back away from it.
So why did the GE Foundation make this substantial investment in our kids? You've seen the impact in the classroom, so just like our student scientists, we're going to take you back and show you why GE embarked on this historic commitment. In our next episode of Our Kids, we take you to Appliance Park to learn why this partnership is critical to the success of our students and our community. And later this year, you'll go to Orlando, Florida for a behind-the-scenes look at how GE's national connections are paying dividends for JCPS teachers and students. Some of our kids come to school with barriers that keep them from learning. Teachers and administrators do all they can to provide students what they need to focus on achieving. The students at Noe Middle School who need a little extra help have found comfort in a four-legged therapist.
Hi, I'm Lesley Nord, and this is Bella. She is actually Bella Marie Nord, and she's a 7-year-old Newfoundland. She is a therapy dog that works here at Noe Middle School.
She's basically, well, she looks like a big old cub to me. Baby bear cub. She's big and she's black, and she's so sweet, like she doesn't even bark.
Therapy dogs reduce the pressure for students. They can take the focus away from an individual student when they're feeling nervous. They ask her to be petted. We sit next to them when they're reading and help prompt with students who have a reading difficulty.
The next thing I need for you to do is put the white cap back on and kind of like swirl it gently so that all of that stuff gets mixed up.
We'll be walking through the room, answering questions, working with the kids, making sure they keep their goggles on. If one of them gets stuck, raises their hand, we'll go over and meet with them and see what they need to be doing.
Well, she makes us feel better because, like, she's the best thing. Like, if we need help with our work and we don't know what to do and we feel alone, she brings Bella over and we feel joyful.
Which kind of goes with question number 6. Is there heat released in this reaction?
I'm a retired teacher, and I had been at Noe 21 years ago. And I know it's one of the schools that has a need.
Pour the whole thing of yeast into the blue. I want you to touch the foam again, though. And I want you to notice what temperature it feels.
To me, Bella, she helps people that when they get mad, they can pet her because she is very soft, and she calms them down. And sometimes Bella can help you with your work because when she'll come by you, you can pet her, and it'll make you think harder.
One of the best things I've learned is that I don't have to do a whole lot. They will open up best by just sitting and talking to my silly girl here. They will sit and tell Bella things that I would never expect. So simply by saying, would you like to talk to Bella or pet Bella, they'll instantly begin with a number of things. And then from there, I'll say, what would you think you'd like to solve? And they'll come up with some pretty good solutions on their own.
When she walks around the classroom, like some kids, they don't want to do their work and all that stuff. And then like Bella would come and then they would pet Bella, and then like she's a magic dog because they would end up being happy and then they would do their work and all that.
Can I get a hug, Bella?
Bella and I just have fun. We really have a good time and we get to give something back.
What's orange and black and dressed like Santa? If you guessed the principal at Fern Creek High School, you would be correct. Nathan Meyer wore the outfit to surprise advanced placement students with special checks.
AP students at Fern Creek High School are cashing in on their knowledge after a long year of hard work. At the end of every year, Advanced Kentucky gives students who pass their AP tests $100 checks for every math, science, and English test they pass. Advanced Kentucky is a partnership between the federal government and the state government to bring non-traditional students into advanced placement courses. Principal of Fern Creek High School, Dr. Nathan Meyer, decided to make giving students their $100 checks extraordinary by dressing up as a school mascot and acting like Santa Claus. He surprised the students with their checks during their second period classes. Dr. Meyer explains how his school prepares students for college-level courses.
But what the advanced placement courses do is it allows our kids to see what college-level expectations are in terms of the curriculum taught and the assessments.
AP student Kyle Young explains how he survived his AP classes.
I paid attention in class, did my work. I went to a few of the kind of after-school study sessions, but mainly just did my work in class.
Fern Creek's assistant principal, Rebecca Nicolas, talks about the progress her students have made on passing AP test scores in the past year.
I believe we had 99 qualifying scores last year, and we have 139 this year.
AP student Michelle Keeney describes how her junior year AP classes were.
It was stressful. It was really stressful because I had 3 AP classes, and with 3 AP classes you really need to stay on top of your game.
Even with the added stress and work of AP classes, students had a successful school year. For Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Catherine Scott.
Canvases aren't the only place you can paint a masterpiece. Many of our seniors use asphalt to show their individualism and creativity. Marissa Metzger brings us the details on this tradition of expression.
Seniors use this opportunity to show spirit for their favorite teams or their own artistic expression. Students at Eastern High School take advantage of this opportunity and put hard work into their parking spaces. Senior Jacqueline Robinson dedicated her parking spot with things that represent her style.
So every day I wanted something that I could pull into and not get bored and tired of, like having like chevron stripes or something. I'd probably get really tired of that eventually, but I don't think I could ever get tired of it.
Emily also uses her parking spot decorations to express her favorite things.
My parking spot is a pig holding a violin, partially because those are my 2 favorite things, and also because I know a lot of changes have been happening, and those are 2 things that I've always loved since I was really little, and they're things that I've kept in my life.
At Fern Creek High School, seniors get to pick where they park every day. Seniors have the perks of using paint to reserve their parking spots. Paige Sheeler painted her parking spot to support her summer job.
I painted my parking spot with my name and a red cross with lifeguard in the middle because I was a lifeguard all summer.
Some parking spots took a lot of time, while others are very simple. Senior Natalie Gibbons used a more natural look for her parking spot.
I used spray paint, which it probably would have been a better idea to use wall paint because it takes forever for spray paint.
While seniors are excelling through their last year of high school, their parking spots remind them of all they have achieved throughout the year. JCPS seniors at PRP High School are one of the lucky schools to paint their parking spots. Senior cheerleader Miranda takes extreme pride in her parking spot.
My parking spot is important to me because I've always, ever since I was a freshman, I've always wanted to be a senior and to paint my parking spot, so.
Having more school spirit, senior baseball player Jared Wilson shares some of the senior perks at PRP.
We tailgate in the senior parking lot. We like to paint our parking spots.
These JCPS seniors have added one more great memory to their last year of high school, painting parking spots and having fun. For Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Marissa Metzger.
We have a lot more stories about Our Kids coming up. Stay with us.
Almost 60 years ago, GE Appliances set up shop in Louisville. And since then, we've employed thousands of people and produced some of the most innovative products in the industry. We want other businesses to do the same. Our community needs an educated workforce to bring them here. Kentucky recently adopted tougher academic standards that will help our students prepare for both college and career. Go to raisethebarlouisville.org and see how you can help our kids meet this new challenge. That's raisethebarlouisville.org.
Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. You may not have known it, but recently our nation observed Constitution Day. It's an important springboard for learning in some of our schools. And a group of attorneys visited Ramsey Middle School to speak with students about legal history, their rights, and that very important document.
Put it in the context, use the Constitution, put it in the context of the Constitution.
Mr. Murphy was talking about the Constitution. To become a lawyer, you have to stay in school and get good grades and go to college, and that's what I really want to do too.
Where did he go to assert what he believed to be his right? Went to the courts.
We're learning about the rights of us as citizens of the United States and the Constitution and making real world connections.
He was talking about Constitution and like segregation and racism, and talking about how the amendments and stuff in our rights about what we can do and what we can't do.
You're at home. You're watching whatever it is you all watch, SpongeBob or something like that. And a knock at the door. You open it up. It's 5 Marines. Okay? They say they're hungry and they're tired. They need to use your house to stay in for a month. Therefore, you have to leave.
Just the real world connections out that our classroom extends past our 4 walls and past our schools, and that they actually learn that what we're reading in the books and our activities in class and how it affects our world.
The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by...
And seeing a real person that deals with it every day, and then it makes it more real for them.
Constitution, which is what? A law. So laws make up some rights, right? Okay.
The amendment is a part, it's when you're adding something to that Constitution or taking something away.
In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled against the separate but equal decision of Plessy versus Ferguson.
And throughout the year, I'll be able to draw this memory. I'm making a memory for them, and this, that they can touch and they can see. And that is how I really think that they remember.
Recent studies have shown teens are not getting enough sleep. Not enough sleep could present a challenge to learning. So just how much sleep do teens need? Ballard High School student correspondent Brittany Buzzutto gets the facts.
This is what JCPS high school students wake up to, the sound of the annoying alarm. And most teens, according to a recent study from the American Academy of Pediatrics, don't get enough sleep. A study published recently in the journal Pediatrics says teens need at least 8.5 to 9.5 hours of sleep, and just 1 in 5 adolescents get 9 hours of sleep on a school night. Teens tend to have irregular sleep patterns during the week. We typically stay up late and sleep in on the weekends, which can affect our biological clocks and the quality of sleep.
With all the AP classes that I take, it's like I only get 4 hours of sleep.
I really don't get much sleep. It's not because of work or anything, it's just I stay up to about 4 in the morning on social media.
I do not get enough sleep because senior year is very stressful.
No, I do not get enough sleep because of working a lot and a lot of homework for school.
I don't get enough sleep because I have a lot of sports and I have a lot of homework.
No, I do not get enough sleep because I have a lot of homework every single day and I have things to do after school.
Not getting enough sleep or having sleep difficulties can limit your ability to learn, listen, concentrate, and solve problems. You may even forget important information like names, numbers, your homework, or a date with a special person in your life. Make sleep a priority. Decide what you need to change in your life to get enough sleep, to stay happy, healthy, and smart. I'm Ballard correspondent Brittany Buzzutto.
Think you have what it takes to be a black belt? Fern Creek student Lucas Hill explains just how difficult it can be.
I'm Lucas Hill, and I've been doing martial arts for over 10 years here at Olympic Karate School with my instructor, Brian Ruth. I don't know, I've been into the martial arts ever since I was about 5.5 years old, and I'm 16 right now. It's just something that I fell in love with at a young age, and I've just continued to keep doing it for all my life. It has a lot of, positive outcomes to it. It teaches you discipline, hard work, courtesy, modesty, integrity. People think that martial arts is just about fighting, when really it's a lifestyle. Honestly, martial arts has developed me into the person that I am today. One of our mottos in karate is black belt excellence, and that means to be excellent with modesty, courtesy, integrity, self-control throughout all of life. It's an ongoing goal, and we are always constantly trying to keep that goal up. When I was about 7 years old, I got into doing karate tournaments, And I remember my first tournament, I got a second place trophy. It was in the Bluegrass Nationals in downtown Louisville. It was a national tournament, I got second place, but I was only like 7 years old. But that was probably the day I fell in love with karate. Ever since then, you know, just sparring and fighting in tournaments has been so much fun. I got into another style of martial arts, so I not only do Goju Shure, I do Muay Thai as well with our instructor Keith Miller here at Olympic Karate School. He's a really good instructor. He knows how to train people to fight, and he knows how to train people to use the techniques, and he's honestly one of the best instructors I've ever had.
I enjoy doing karate, and I plan for it to be in my future, and I recommend it to anyone who's willing to try it.
Don't go away. We have a lot more stories about our kids coming up.
The Portal is your online link to information about your child's grades, test scores, attendance, career choices, and much, much more. It's a fast and easy way to stay on top of what your child is doing in school. If your child's teacher has set up a virtual classroom, you can log on to JCPS Online and access grades for class assignments or communicate directly with teachers. The Parent Portal offers a convenient way you can stay involved in your child's education. Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. The Youth Performing Arts School boasts some of our state's most talented young musicians. The Louisville Orchestra boasts some of the region's most talented musicians. The two worlds collided beautifully when the Louisville Orchestra's new conductor recently held a master class at YPAS.
Why don't we get it tuned first, right?
This is exciting. We have Teddy Abrams, who is the new Louisville Orchestra, the professional orchestra in town. He's the new music director. And of course, the gentleman behind me, which we'll want to make sure and give a nice warm YPAS welcome to the new maestro of the Louisville Orchestra, Mr. Teddy Abrams.
Okay, if you take an Eminem song, you know, and the beat is... It's not going to go... You'll never sing like that, right? It doesn't make any sense. It would not happen. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen in any other kind of music. It happens in this kind of music where we take time, move things a little faster and go a little slower, because the music is actually created based on the tension and release of every single interval.
He's 27 years old. He's the youngest professional orchestra music director in the country.
Which is kind of the way we were playing it. That is pretty much the same thing as me saying every word like this without any regard for how it should be phrased, right? That you understand what I'm saying, but I sound very robotic, right? Now, music goes the same way. Music goes the same way. And this is something, it does not matter how technically proficient you are. This is just being musical. Soft, 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 trill, soft. No pressure. You guys play loud. Now. Seconds.
A lot of my best students are even like, they're the math and science technology students, and it really just, I think, enriches their lives, gives them a nice, healthy emotional outlet to do really good work, and I've seen all kinds of students get really, you know, focused, buckle down, and just really have a love of something else. So yeah, I think it's a valuable part of a student's life.
It started 9 years ago with just 13 students and the desire to make music and spread school spirit. In a short time, the PRP marching band has grown. Correspondent Kyler Hack profiles the band and shows us how it all came together.
Hi, my name is Miss Brunel, and I am the band director here at PRP.
I'm Robert Jones. I'm the drum major here at PRP.
My name is Jasmine Jackson, and I am a clarinet player in the band.
We go to various competitions throughout the state of Kentucky. We compete at those various competitions, and we also perform at all the home football games. We start in late July. We have 3 weeks of band camp that we participate in, and then we practice 3 to 4 days a week for 2 to 3 hours a day, and then we perform on the weekends.
Being a drum major is about leadership and being a role model for the students, and about taking charge and making sure everybody gets to where they need to be musicality-wise and technique-wise.
My first year here, we had 13 students in band, and 9 of those 13 were freshmen. We were in pretty bad shape. So it's grown tremendously, won a lot.
I like being in band because it's really fun, and it's like you're getting another family. Like at home, whatever you're going through, when you get in band, they forget about that. They accept you just the way you are.
I love to play as well as being a band director, and I think that's important that the students see me playing as well as being a director, because to be a good band director, I feel like it's important that you love music, and that love of music transpires into your teaching. This year especially is very exciting. Our show is called Witch and Famous. It's all about the Wicked Witch of the West. And we have a lot of really exciting things going on, and it's the 9 years I've been here has been tremendously successful. I have kids in college now that are becoming band directors, and I'm proud of what I've done and just look forward to many more years of success.
In Our Kids news, 46 JCPS students have been named semifinalists in the 60th Annual National Merit Scholarship Program. These academically talented high school seniors have an opportunity to continue in the competition for some 8,000 National Merit Scholarships worth about $33 million that will be offered next spring. And that's our show for today. We hope you've enjoyed it. You can find full episodes of Our Kids on the JCPS YouTube channel. We leave you now with the sounds of the YPAS Orchestra. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.